Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing U.S. immigration. I thought of making this video because I think that this is something that most folks out there would benefit by hearing what I have to say on this, and that is when you're talking U.S. immigration. Now, let's be clear. I'm not talking about contacting an attorney when you want to get your options effectively. You know, that's a very good idea, in fact. If you're looking at bringing, for example, a loved one back to the United States, be it a K-1 visa, immigrant spouse visa like the CR-1 or the IR-1, if you're looking to go over to the USA, you know, you need to make a final decision after you've gone over your options. But an initial discussion just to find out your options, very good idea. But when you go ahead and decide on the path you're going to take, it's really, generally speaking, and again, every case is different, but if you're just, you know, I've noticed people have become just generally a bit more finicky in terms of their thinking now. It's like I think it's a byproduct of the internet and how fast and instant gratification you can have on the internet, where, you know, if you want to just change your mind or change your order or whatever, you can easily do that. When you're dealing with U.S. immigration, you can't. You know, when you're dealing with U.S. immigration, it's best to think of yourself on a massive boat. I think Jim Hacking, who's an American attorney, it's on YouTube too, does U.S. immigration, talks about it, things like this, where, you know, you get on a big boat, and big boats don't just stop on a dime and change direction. You have to think ahead. So the point of this video, the point I'm trying to make is, yes, it's a good idea to contact an attorney to get advice and on options. But once you choose one, you should choose it with the notion that this is the final answer. This is what we're going to do. Because to try and change, for example, from one visa category to another midstream, that creates a whole bunch of, it's a sea change, for lack of a better term. It creates a whole bunch of, can create problems, but it definitely creates a whole bunch of issues associated with changing over from one category to another. So again, very good idea to contact an attorney, find out your options, but then once you've understand before you decide that you should make that decision with the notion that this is the option we're going to proceed with. You know, barring some massive calamity or some huge change in circumstances, we're not going to deviate, we're going to stay on that path, because you can get yourself in all kinds of problems, most notably, you know, just timing delays. I've seen this on cases that might have some extenuating issues in them that might cause them to be reviewed for a prolonged period of time. And I've had people, especially in a fiancé context, just say, "Now we're going to go ahead and get married." Well, the marriage then negates the fiancé visa. Now you got to go ahead and move to a marriage visa. That's resulted in a bunch of redundant, expensive resources, and it's also going to result in a bunch of expensive time because you've had to cancel one and start a new one. So the thing to take away from this video is find out your options, but if you're going to make a decision, make it very seriously. Understand, you need to make that decision knowing that you're very likely, you need to go ahead and pursue that to the end. Again, I'm not saying you have to be stuck to that. If you have massive changes, yes, obviously you may have to change your mind and go another way. But to do that flippantly is not a good idea, and it can result in a lot of problems and a lot of delays associated with processing a U.S. visa, especially from here in Thailand.